Let's take it on over to Vico versus Toyota. This is an interesting one. This kind of all kicked off with some social media exchanges, and now here we are at a global stage contesting each other on maybe not the stage we should be doing this, but it's happening.
I mean, yeah, look how incredible of a year both of these trios had. I mean, first, sixth, and second for Vico's trio there. Toyota also putting on an incredible year, especially that major 3 performance. And this hurts me so much because if you take a look at global championships on a greater scale, right, go all the way back to 2022, you count in 23, 24, and everything like that, there's only been 3 instances of a smaller region team actually placing in the top 10. So much so, actually, that last year at Globals, there were none in the top 10. So to see such a good team like Toyota's trio have to go up against such a titan of a trio off spawn, it hurts.
Yeah, and I mean, look, it was just last year when Toyota really announced himself to the global world as being a top Fortnite player. Like you say, it hurts to see him having to go off spawn against such a veteran, experienced team. We talk about the way off spawns can go all day long. Ultimately speaking, Vico Veno Flixie will just have had infinitely better off-spawn practice than what Toyota, Rise, and Yuma have been able to have access to, right? These guys get to practice off-spawn against the best of the best EU and NA teams all the time. You know, the Asian teams, it's a lot harder for them to get that same level of practice with it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Also, you know, we were blessed last night, right? Me, Levin, all the crew kind of sitting there out in the lobby at the hotel. Vico kind of comes by. Confidence is like the only word I feel like I need to say. Like, Vico just feels so confident kind of going into this all-spawn play, but me not so much, because this feels like an extreme 50-50. Like, is that going to be replicable?
I mean, we'll have to see. The one thing I'd say maybe that goes against Vico, Veno, Flixie is that, you know, in the case especially of, you know, Veno and Vico, very emotional players, right?
Yeah.
There's a scenario where maybe, you know, they're going in super confident. If those first couple games don't go their way, trouble might be assured. So we have to see how these guys start and whether or not the Asian team, Toyota's trio, decide to even want to stay there, right? You know, initially they weren't even going to be landing at this spot. We thought maybe they were going to be landing further up north, contesting Mr. Savage's trio. So there's a good chance these guys maybe get rooked a couple games and say, you know what, guys, we'll take a step back, you know, you're good. But who knows really at this point?
Yeah, I mean, to kind of, you know, further elaborate on what we kind of talked about, Vico's saying, hey, look, I put a lot of practice in. There was a lot of things he kind of kept going, you know, talking about in the practice, putting in. We're all sitting there going, wow, like, you really have thought this through. I almost wonder, though, right, like, this is a show day. You could put a lot of practice on, but when you show up on the day, anything can happen. So I almost wonder if things were to go not in Vico's favor, what happens? You talk about being an emotional player. Maybe they continue to get rocked off spawn. Maybe he has to come back for day 2. I don't know.
I mean, even like talking to the coach of Toyota's trio, right, I was kind of like, hey, listen, like, what's the game plan for all 12 games? Of course, you know, we know that you're going to start landing there, but if things start to go bad, and you know, basically he was like, hey, listen, man, they do not like to be disrespected, and I think they're going to take it to them all 12 games.
Oh, wow.
Man, oh, man. Well, guess what? Frankie, Benji are standing by with them right now. Let's hear from the players.
スペインコーチに加入に降下すると教えたらどのようなリアクションをしましたか？
まあ自分たちの判断に任せるようになって後悔のないように自分たちの判断に任せるっていうことを言われました。
スペインコーチはたくさんのことを教えたと思うんですね。スペインコーチになってから、大会で12試合の中で8回、勝利できましたけれども、特にどんなことを教えましたか？どんな影響を与えましたか？
なんかもう立ち回りの安定感とか、コミュニケーションの部分もそうですし、なんかそういうことをも教えられて、なんかより安定したかなって前より、思います。
Vico, what do you think about this contest versus Toyota's trio? Honestly, did you expect it or not at all?
I mean, we knew the whole season we were going to be contested. The first cup where they landed like Cannon Crossing, we already knew we were going to be conned. But at the end of the day, I don't really care about it. They can do whatever they want, right? It's a game. So if they decide to land on us, then I'll just teach them not to do it again.
なんかアジア地域で本当にアグレッシブなスタイルを見せたんですけれども、この世界大会でも同じスタイルができると思いますか？
できるだけ自分たちを信じて、今まで通りやる予定です。
なんか序盤でビコ選手たちと何回も負けたら他のところに移動する予定がありますか？
ない。
No, I don't think I have to translate that.
Vico, last year you finished 4th at the 2024 Globals. What's the objective? What's the plan for this 2025 edition? Maybe top 5, top 4, maybe more?
I mean, the plan was to get first to win this. But now that we're conned, I think we can still top 3. You know, if we do good, we prepared a lot for this, so I think we can still top 3, maybe even win if we do good. So.
ビコ選手に向け何かメッセージ一言がありますか？
Good luck.
Good luck.
And you, have you got a word for Toyota?
Good luck. Hope you prepared well.
Vico just trying to farm that aura, and he is successful. But also, I gotta say, I love Koyota. He just seems so wholesome and I love to, hey, you know, would you leave? Nah. I love to see
No
that.
translation needed.
Yeah, dude, the fact that we're gonna see these two trios go head to head is so crazy. And again, there's just like one of the many things happening across the map, but like hearing them now, dude, I'm super excited for it.
Like, I'm excited, Zeke, but at the same time, my heart's broken a bit, man. Because, you know, all three of us, we always get called out for our biases, right? They always say I'm EU biased. They always say you guys are NA biased. And I tried to show some of the other regions love. And when I look at some of the other regions, Koyota, Horizon, Yuma are a team from Asia that I really want to be able to champion these guys and be like, look, these guys can hang with the best of the best. But if they're competing all 12 games off spawn against one of the best EU teams in the world, they leave me no choice but to sit here and just have to look the other way, man. I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. I wish we could see both these teams uncontested, though.
Yeah, I mean, I love that point, right? Because a lot of people kind of coin Koyota as like the Asian peanut butter. Sometimes people even say, hey, peanut butter's like the NA Koyota, right? Kind of goes back and forth right there. That's how good individually Koyota has shown himself to be. But, you know, we got to go ahead and respect the confidence on the other side of things as well. Vico basically saying, hey, listen, we were planning on winning it. We know how detrimental, you know, fighting off spawn is, and Vico went ahead and said, hey, listen, we don't really feel like we can win it, but we still feel like we can get top 3. I feel like that is an incredible goal in its own self, right?
You know, absolutely. That would be one of the best performances we've seen from a team ever, right? You know, it would be mental. And I think the reason why a lot of these guys are like, I'm convinced I'm not going to win, it comes from a respect for the lobby, right?
Yeah.
When you look at some of the other teams in this lobby from some of the other regions, a lot of these guys look at them with so much respect and go, I'm contested 12 out of 12 games. If those guys are uncontested, it's going to be hard keeping up with them.
I like that respect. Again, I just love looking at this through the lens of a global championship stage. I agree, though. I don't want to see these guys fight. I want to see both of these trios make it to endgame and kind of see, okay, what do they have prepared for us? But now this could go back and forth, you know. I'm scared, I'm excited, but that's what Globals is.
Give it up for Yuma, Koyota, and Brise. After dominating Asia this year, now they're ready to prove that they've got what it takes to win it all at the international level.